I've been here since '77, so that's 28 years now.
What made you open a record shop?
I was always interested. It was my kind of hobby, really, and I used to go up to London to get records because you couldn't. There was only a couple of shops around here. Percy Prior's, which was an independent shop in its time, and a bit shaped a bit like this, long and narrow, and that, you know, has a good old sort of character to it. But it didn't do everything we wanted, and second-hand records would just sort of be, well, they've probably been around for years, but we'd just discovered you could get them, and we used to get to London a lot, and there were similar shops up there. I suppose they'd only just started out, not going long anyway, and took ideas from there, really, and got a market stall.
Oh, where was it? In the High Street?
In the High Street in Wycombe, yeah. Well, I moved from the High Street to where Boots is now, just around there then, and it was in there, and I did that for about a year before the shop came up. This shop used to be a musical instrument shop, this and next door, and they wanted to scale down. So they wanted to lose this side of it, and we're renting it out. So I said, "Oh, yeah, okay, we'll give it a go," and came in here, and it snowballed from there, really. Yeah, because I was doing good trade on the markets anyway. I knew that there was a market there because I had lots of friends who bought records and wanted to buy records cheaply, second-hand, and swap them and this sort of thing, you know. And I knew there was definitely a gap in the market for that sort of thing at the time. And this was just about pre-punk, 76 I first started off, so bands like the Eagles and that sort of thing were big then. But then when punk came along, that kind of helped us because it exploded, you know, and a lot of the punks wanted to dig into the past, you know, where the music was coming from, the Who and the Kinks and the Small Faces, all that. That's where a lot of the punks were getting their riffs from, and as I say, it snowballed. Sainsbury's want to redevelop this part of the town. They've been pestering for about 5 years, and so I decided to go along with it. And the two people that used to work here are going to start shop of their own. So.
Will it be called Scorpion?
It won't be called Scorpion, no, because Scorpion's me, really. But they'll carry it on, and so we'll have an independent shop in Wycombe.
Is that important, do you think?
Oh, definitely. In any town, I think it's important. You don't want to let the big boys take over, do we? Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think about Wycombe as a place? The character. Have you always lived in Wycombe?
I was born and bred in Wycombe and lived my youth in Wycombe, it's gone downhill lately, basically, really. It's because of the time they've taken over getting this shopping centre underway. They've let the place go, and as a place it's not very much, really, I'm afraid. But you're quite near to London and Oxford, so it's not a bad place to live, really.
So you think that's been a factor, do you, in the town generating it?
Yeah, they've taken far too long over it, and it was needed years ago. The Octagon, it was put up in the 60s and it's looking that old now, you know. They've sort of given it a facelift a few years ago, but it's, compared to other towns, we've fallen behind, without a doubt.
And in terms of local bands, or local people that have been based in Wycombe, are there any of those gone on to sort of notoriety?
The only one you can possibly think of really is Howard Jones, who was big in the 80s. None of the local bands around here seem to have got much further than the pub scene, really, no.
Were there any, I've heard rumours Ian Dury was in Wycombe for a while.
Ian Dury was at school in High Wycombe Grammar, but that was in his young days, obviously. And he didn't actually live around here, he was just boarding in High Wycombe Grammar.
Oh, okay. So there's never really been much of a... Has there been a Wycombe sound, do you think?
No. Never, no. Possibly, thankfully.
What do you think this shop means to people?
Quite a lot from what people say. Quite a lot, yeah. When you've been in the place for this long, people grow up with it, and you see people growing up. And you know, from little toddlers they grow into men, and we've seen that happen. And a lot of people are very sad, but then again, a lot of people have drifted away anyway, and don't come in as much. So, what can you do?
Physically, I think this is a great shop. It's one of my favourites.
It's the older buildings have got the character, haven't they? That's the thing, and it's because it's not a regular shape as well, and we've sort of covered everything really to try and get stock in.
Do you think the shape makes a big difference to it?
Yeah, I do. If you go in some shops and they're big and square, and there's plenty of room to mill around it, the character's not there. You know, it feels soulless. You've got to generate an atmosphere. And we did it over a period, we didn't do it straight away, you know. It's a thing that you develop as you go along.
I think that comes from the people.
Definitely, yeah. It comes in the vibe as well. Yeah. But you set up the vibe in a way.
I've been coming here, how long, Jeff? Since I was probably 13 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm now sort of 40, you know, so this has been like the place that I've always come to for records in all my life, really, and it's a shop that is, I think, holds up the true ethic of a record store, of an independent record shop, really. I mean, for me, this shop is great because I'm a real collector, so I mean, I'm in here and I'm going through the racks and you know, just finding the gems really that you don't see, you know, very often. So that's what I do. So.
What will you do for your record shopping now?
I don't know. I'll have to find a new place to go and buy records. Really, simple as that. You know, so it's such as life. That's how it is.
Would you ever turn to the internet?
Oh yeah, I do. Yes, but I mean, you know, it's I do that already. But this is a part of my life. So I mean, that's why I'm always here. So it's simple as that, really. Yes, it's the part of an old town. It's the part of a character of a town that's being sort of eroded away. And it's a shame that all these old places down here are being knocked down to make way for something bigger, you know, which is a bit of a shame.
Would you come here for the new development? Would that bring you to Wycombe?
Well, I don't even live round here. That's the whole point. I mean, I live sort of 30 miles away. So I come here just for the shop. Simple as that. I used to live around here, which is why I first started coming to Scorpion, but I mean now I've moved out of the area, so I still travel here to come here. Simple as that, really.
You travel 30 miles to come?
Yeah, to come to the shop, but I wouldn't come back for whatever development is happening over there. No, I don't know. I don't even know what it is, to be honest with you. I just come here for the shop. That's all I come to Wycombe for. As simple as that.